Friends, might I say on this Sunday before Christmas, most dear and welcome friends, I wish to say but a few short words, to ask but one question only. It is the question that one should ask at Christmas. It is the question to which the spirit of Christmas should provide the answer. My friends, the question that I wish to ask is this: what is it that poisons our whole social life? What is it that spoils even the holy season that extends before us? It is deceit. It is unfaithfulness. Let each one of us decide, here and now, for this season of Christmas at least, to cast aside all deceit and hypocrisy and speak the truth with one another. It will be the first step to a holier life. It will make this Christmas the happiest of our lives.
Oh, shh. But what he says is true. Shh.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Goodbye, Vicar. Thank you very much for nothing, sir. Thank you, sir.
I'm so glad.
Good morning, Vicar.
Mr. Brown.
Vicar?
Mrs. Brown. How are Robert's studies?
Oh, going awfully well, actually.
Yes, I'm sure they are.
Crumbs, what a sermon! It was jolly well the best I'd ever heard.
Word, Ethel, another pretty hat.
Oh, do you think so? I said, what a terrific sermon.
Run along, William Brown. You're hardly the boy to pass judgment on a sermon. Merry Christmas, Mrs. Fotheringham Fanshawe.
Did you see that? I don't think he heard me.
I don't think he even listened.
Miss Brown, good morning. I wonder if your mother would care... Oh, I say, what a frightfully super hat.
Oh, thank you.
Has everybody told you that?
Oh, no, you're the very first.
Oh, I say, how splendid.
Mr. Solomon, was there something you wanted to say?
Yes. I wonder if I might draw Mrs. Brown away for a moment for a private word.
My dear?
Certainly.
I say, that's frightfully kind of you.
What a frightful ass.
I think he's rather sweet.
Anyway, even if the vicar didn't hear me, I still say it's a terrific sermon.
William, dear, did you notice when we were at church this morning that I had a little word with Mr. Solomon, the Sunday school superintendent?
Yes.
He's taking the older boys out carol singing on Christmas Eve.
Oh.
He wanted to ask if I'd rather you didn't go.
Uh-huh.
Would you like to go, dear?
I wouldn't mind.
Then you shall. You would be quite quiet and orderly, wouldn't you?
Me? Well, of course I would.
Shh, 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 shh. Yes, I thought you would. I told Mr. Solomon you would. Well, you'd like it, wouldn't you, dear?
Yes.
What would you like about it, dear?
Oh, singing hymns and psalms and that sort of thing.
That's right, dear. I think it could be a very beautiful experience for you, and I told Mr. Solomon so. He seemed to think you might go in the wrong spirit. I told him I was quite sure you wouldn't.
Oh, no, I won't go in the wrong spirit. I'll go in, you know, like what the vicar said in his sermon.
Yes. Good. Well, I'm glad you're going. It'll be an experience you'll remember all your life.
Now, choristers, now, senior boys and girls, a very Merry Christmas Eve to all of you, and help yourselves to a cheering cup of cocoa before we set forth. And whilst you're drinking it, please listen to me and pay attention.
I just can't do it any better, can I? 'Cause What?
Listen.
Oh, yes, I will, Mr. Solomon.
Of course you will, my angel. Oh, Elizabeth's not waiting with us, is she?
Of course I am.
What for?
Because I'm good at carols, that's what for.
Of course you are. And what's more important, my botty paid for the cocoa. And Mr. Solomon's lantern, didn't he, Mr. Solomon?
He did indeed, yes.
Not that it was begrudged, was it, Mr. Solomon?
Oh, indeed it wasn't.
No. Well, it's all looking just like a Christmas card, isn't it? These boys with their mufflers and shining faces, and you holding your lantern. What a pity we're not all knee-deep in snow.
Well, I think in the circumstances a fine night is preferable.
And how soon shall I return for Violet, Elizabeth?
In 1 hour exactly.
Very sensible. Quite long enough. And then they can all go home and hang up their stockings.
Yes. Wait, 3 cheers for Mrs. Bott. Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip, hooray!
Oh, if only my botty could have heard that. He's at home in bed, suffering with his liver. It always plays him up around Christmas and the New Year.
Oh, well, send him our thoughts, Mrs. Bott. As merry as Christmas robins.
Oh, God bless us, everyone.
Yes. Now, boys, 1 hour means 6 houses and 1 carrot each.
6 houses?
6.
Oh, I don't call that the Christmas spirit. If you ask me, we should do like what the vicar said and cast aside hypocrisy and jolly well sing for everyone.
Yes, well, it's a most commendable thought, William, but I think you must allow me to be the best judge of its practicality. Now, I have already ascertained at which houses will be most welcome. We will walk first down Well Lane, where we are eagerly awaited at the beaches by the Mrs. Perkins and their cat Muffy.
Isn't that a musical cat?
Everybody in best voices.
Oh, yes, Mr. Solomon.
The first Noel, then, at the beaches. And follow my lantern, boys. Follow my lantern.
Only 6 houses? If you ask me, that's not true to Christmas. Why only 6? It's not fair. Of course it's not. What about your great Uncle George? He lives in Well Lane, doesn't he? Doesn't he deserve to be sung to just as much as a musical cat?
Don't you think we should sing to the cat?
What I think is that if cats are on this earth, same as Ginger's great Uncle George, then Ginger's great Uncle George is on this earth, same as cats. Does he live on his own? The cat? Great Uncle George.
He does, he lives on his own.
Just what I mean. A poor old man on his own with no one to cast aside deceit and show him the true meaning of Christmas. If you ask me, we should sing to him. If you ask me, it's a duty.
Why has William Brown gone ahead of my lantern?
May I hold your hand, Mr. Solomon?
Yes, I think you better.
This is fun, isn't it?
It is. It's particularly marvellous that the souls of even the most troublesome boys yield to the Christmas spirit. Although I do wish I knew why William Brown had gone ahead of my lantern. This isn't the beaches, it's the Cedars. Come back, boys, it's the wrong house. Come back.
Right, quick, the first Noel.
What? Oh, no! Look, it is the wrong house.
Go away, you young devils! How dare you come here kicking up that awful din?
Come
Go
away,
away,
boys, it's the wrong house. I said the beaches, but Mrs. Perkins and their cat Muffy will be wondering wherever we are. Quietly, boys, not too loud. You've got the wrong note.
Go away, you devils! You ill-mannered, loud-mouthed, out-of-tune popinjays! You appalling boys! You savages! If this has anything to do with that vicar, I shall make my feelings known to him.
I beg pardon, sir. Quite a mistake. Boys mistook house. Visit intended for friends of ours. No offence meant, I assure you.
Offence has already been taken, you confounded blackguard.
So, we're casting aside deceit and bringing the Christmas spirit to old folks. What is lonely?
We are not doing anything of the sort.
Lonely, it's you who need a spell in a corrective establishment. I shall get the law on you. I shall have you hand-drawn and quartered. Never in my life have I known privacy be wrecked in this catcher.
I assure you, sir, mistake, wrong house.
I assure you, if it's a mistake, I know how to deal with it.
Boys, I implore you, boys. Look, follow my lantern to the beaches.
Please, sir, what about the people between?
Between?
The people what live in between here and the beaches. Don't they deserve some Christmas spirit? Don't you think we should sing for them, sir? You mean stop at each house?
Oh, how lovely!
I mean sing as we go along. Do you think we should, sir?
William Brown, what we are judged by in the end is the dreadful outcome of our deeds and not their motives.
Yes, sir, but do you think we should sing?
I think that we should follow my lantern to the beaches where we are awaited by the Mrs. Perkins and their cat Muffy.
Right, so we're all going. We all want to go.
William Brown, do not sing again till you hear my tuning fork.
As for you, sir, as for your abject performance,
I assure you, sir, wrong house, mistake being rectified.
It certainly is.
Well, it's perfectly... No, I beg of you, no, mistake, wrong house, wrong... Oh, where is my lantern? Where's my tuning fork? Where is William Brown? William!
But William, where is Mr. Solomon?
We lost him.
Lost him?
In Well Lane.
Merciful heavens.
We went on singing and he just disappeared.
Disappeared?
We turned round at the beaches and he just wasn't with us. He'd gone, hadn't he? Yes.
Yes.
He said, follow my lantern. but we couldn't see it, so how could we follow?
This is most disconcerting.
Well, is Mr. Solomon a fit and proper person? That is what my body is going to ask. And if he wasn't laid up with his liver, he would be here now asking, is he a fit and proper person?
He came to us with the highest credentials.
But has he turned into a monster?
I do hope not. His next venture was to be in the formation of a Sunday school band.
Bad! Just what we've always wanted. I'll say.
William Brown, you seem tonight to have acted sensibly for you.
Oh, well, like I said on Sunday, Vicar, it's all thanks to your sermon. Speak the truth and cast aside
Yes, well, never mind about that now. The important thing now is that you should all get home safely and that I should speak in due course to Mr. Solomon.
Well, I sincerely hope you will, Vicar. Most severely. Come along, Violet.
Good night, dear lady.
Say good night to the Vicar, Violet.
Good night, Vicar. It was lovely.
Thank you, a sweet child. You may leave Mr. Solomon to me.
I hope I can.
Good night, William.
Oh, yes, our little hero. We shall be seeing you up at Bottle tomorrow, won't we, William?
Yes.
I'm sure you will. How
Good
kind.
night,
Good
Vicar.
night, dear lady. Good night. Now, all those who live at my end of the village, follow me. William Brown, what about you?
Oh, please, I'll go home with Ginger.
Very well.
Crumbs, you hear that? Old Solomon getting up a band. Well, he won't ask us to be in it, even if he hadn't disappeared. That's because he doesn't know what I'm doing this Christmas. If he knew what I was doing, he'd jolly well beg me to join. Why, what are you doing? I'm doing like what I did with the waiting. I'm casting aside whatever it was the vicar said. I'm speaking the truth with one another. Crumbs, it's Christmas morning. Useless as usual. Handkerchiefs. Socks. A new brush and comb. Oh, jar of toffees. Oh, that's something. A new tie. A purse. Nothing in it, of course. Useless. What's that? Merry Christmas. Aunt Emma. A book of church history. Merry Christmas, Uncle Samuel. Oh, compasses, protractors, set square, all useless. It's always the same every year. It's like that baby penknife Ethel gave me. I heard her saying to Mother afterwards that I couldn't do any harm with it. Fancy giving someone a penknife that you can't do any harm with. Well, even if they are useless, that won't stop me casting deceit aside. If people won't give me a proper Christmas, doesn't mean to say I won't give them one.
Merry Christmas, William.
Merry Christmas. How can it be a Merry Christmas with him about?
Oh, he wasn't so bad yesterday. He even came home in time last night.
Leave him alone for one day, can't you?
Merry Christmas, William.
Merry Christmas, Uncle Samuel.
A very Merry Christmas, William.
Merry Christmas, Aunt Emma.
Well, William, dear, did you find your presents?
Yes, thank you.
And did you like the book and the instruments that Uncle and I gave you?
No, I'm not interested in church history. And I got compasses at school. Not that I want them, even if I didn't have them.
William, dear, you're sounding a little ungrateful.
No, I'm not being ungrateful. I'm just being truthful. I'm casting aside deceit and what the vicar said. I'm only saying that I'm not interested in church history, nor in those instruments. Oh, but thank you very much for them.
Well.
Oh, yes. Here are my Christmas presents to you.
Oh, thank you very much, William. It's very kind of you.
It's not kind. Mother said I had to give you something.
William, will you please stop talking and get on with your breakfast?
It's very kind all the same. And, oh, look, it's a pincushion. Thank you, William. You know, you oughtn't to spend your money on me like this.
I didn't have any money. It was left over from Mother's stall at the sale of works. And she said she couldn't keep it for next year because it's so faded. Oh, dear, what is it, Mother? A burn in your throat?
Robert, do
Try and breathe through the nose, Mother.
Yes, I see. Your mother's quite right, but thank you very much all the same.
Oh, I say, now, this is what I call a really useful present.
I'm afraid it's not very useful. Uncle Jim gave it to Father for his last birthday, but he said it was no use because the catch won't catch. So he gave it to me as a gift to you.
Oh, dear, have you got a herringbone now, dear?
Have something to drink, Father.
Well, of course, he's quite right. The catch won't catch. Never mind. I shall give it back to him for a New Year's present.
Will you?
Round off the joke.
Now, William, dear, if you don't behave yourself, you won't go to the box this afternoon.
I think I shall go upstairs and brush my teeth. Come along, Samuel.
Oh, yes, I'll come and help you. I've got an idea about this catch thing, you see.
William, if you continue to behave in this impossible fashion, you will have all your Christmas presents taken away from you.
Well, I knew he'd like this. William, how could you?
Well, when I'm bad, you go on
Pass
me,
the
and when I'm
cake,
trying to lead a
Peter.
holier life
Thank
and
you.
cast aside deceit and what the vicar said,
Excuse me.
you go on at me. I don't know what I can be.
Thank you.
And I don't mind being young. I'll soon be young and have to keep on pretending to be cheerful every Christmas.
Well, you
thing.
should be cheerful, William.
He's about as
And
strong
you're
as a...
going to be cheerful at the box this afternoon, aren't you?
No, I'm not.
You're going to the box, young man, whether you like it or not.
Ride a cock horse to Banbury Cross to see a fine lady ride on a white horse. Rings on her fingers and bells on her toes. She shall have music wherever she goes.
Oh, that was lovely, Violet. It's all just like a fairy tale.
Oh, what's this? Oh, is it my angel? Do I hear my angel's lovely voice?
Merry Christmas, Daddy.
Merry Christmas.
How's your liver, Barty? Do you feel better after you lie in?
No, I'm liverish, my dear. I'm still very liverish.
Is there no improvement at all?
Not much.
Oh, perhaps you'd better not eat Christmas dinner then.
Yay? Oh, I think I'm still equal to a small bite.
Are you quite sure?
Well, if I'm careful, if I'm not distracted by noise and so forth.
Oh, Barty. Oh, can it be my Christmas present?
It is, my dear.
Oh, Barty, I'm not excited. Oh, I know what it is. It's a gold airbrush.
No.
Well, it's something with an handle on it.
No.
Is it something you wear?
No.
Well, surely you don't eat it.
No, my love, nor smoke it neither.
What do you do with it?
Well, you look at it.
Look at it?
You'll get it open.
Oh, Barty.
There.
Oh!
Now that is an exact replica in sterling silver of a Bott's digestive sauce bottle.
Oh. It will be the crowning glory of my cabinet.
It'll pass down to you one day, Violet Elizabeth.
Sauce inside silver as well?
Oh, there is no sauce inside. No, that's more like what you'd call a work of art. Art.
Mr. and Mrs. Brown.
Mr. and Mrs. Brown, Merry Christmas.
Nice to see you all. This is William's thank you. Come and see my other presents too. What's the matter?
I know what people see in Christmas.
But Christmas is lovely.
No, it's not. It's like 10 Sundays rolled into one.
But look at all my lovely presents.
I've never had presents I'd like. No one's ever given me water pistols or a catapult or a trumpet or bows and arrows or anything really useful. So that's why I've made up my mind. And I'm jolly well carrying on casting deceit aside.
Speaking of trumpets...
What?
Would it be fun to play in Mr. Solomon's Sunday school band?
Not with you, it wouldn't.
Say things like that and I'll scream.
No, you won't.
I'll scream and scream and scream.
I don't care.
I will.
I wish you would. I wish you would scream. Can't make Christmas any worse, can it?
I say, William, look what Mrs. Bott has just given me for Christmas. A large signed photograph of herself.
Look at it, William. Don't you think it's a beautiful likeness?
It's not as fat as what you are.
Oh, how can you be so impolite?
Impolite? I'm not trying to be polite. I'm trying to be truthful. I can't be everything. I'm the only person in this world what's being truthful, and no one seems very grateful to me for it. It's not as fat as what she is. Oh. It's not got as many little lines on its face as what she has. Oh. It's different looking altogether. Oh. It looks pretty, and she doesn't.
Oh, you nasty little boy! You nasty little boy!
Stop it! Stop it, all of you! It's Christmas! Ethel, take William home.
Why me?
I said take William home at once.
Oh, William Brown, you're a nasty, upsetting little boy! Oh, Barty, oh.
Here we are then, Mr. Solomon. The vicar's here.
Oh, Vicar, there you are. A very Merry Christmas to you.
It might be, had I not received so many complaints about the carol singing last night.
Complaints?
Of rowdiness.
Ah, well, that I can explain.
Can you explain why you deserted the choristers?
I did not desert them.
What did you do?
I lost them.
Lost?
Yes.
How?
Well, they went ahead.
Why didn't you follow them?
I was prevented.
By what?
I was standing beneath a window, and now on that question I reserve my position.
You reserve it?
I do.
For how long?
Until I have brought the behaviour of William Brown to the attention of his parents.
William Brown?
Yes, William Brown.
My dear fellow, in that case you don't surprise me. When will you act, do you think?
Today. At once. Now.
Oh, come on, Ethel, be truthful. You don't like the Botts, and you're in a jolly old sulk, because that friend of yours what's the most handsome man in the world.
If you mean Rudolph Vernon...
Yes, that's him, that's who I mean.
You're not fit to mention his name.
Oh, no, I'm not. Of course I'm not. But I mean, who'll go into a jolly old sulk if I went away to Aunt's for Christmas? Nobody. Nobody cares what sort of Christmas I have.
Shouldn't think they do.
But when Rudolph goes away, you go into a little sulk.
You dreadful little beast.
What's the use? I mean, what is the use? I'll go.
There you are, you abominable boy.
Oh, happy Christmas, Mr. Solomon.
Are your parents at home?
My sister is. I hear you're getting up a band.
I am.
I'd like to be a trumpeter.
You have not been asked to join the band, and you will not be asked to join the band.
Oh.
Well, it shouldn't surprise you. After all, I am here to complain to your parents about your shameful behaviour last night.
Oh, that... Yes, we lost you, didn't we? It's very easy to lose someone in the pitch dark. In fact, it made it a bit awkward for us, you getting lost like that. We could have got lost ourselves.
You are at liberty to give your version of the affair. I shall give mine, and I have little doubt which one will be believed.
I could easily learn a trumpet, so could Ginger, Henry and Douglas. And it wouldn't be so easy to lose you. Not with a band in daylight.
William, you will not be on the band, nor will any of your friends.
Mr. Solomon.
Oh, Miss Brown. I say, have you had a pleasant Christmas?
Well, my friend Rudolph Vernon has gone to stay with his aunt, and I think I have a cold coming on, which is why I stayed behind when everyone else went to the Botts. But now that you're here, I'm much more cheerful. Can I take your coat? Would you like some tea?
How extraordinary. I have a cold coming on myself.
Oh, dear, did you get wet?
Yes, I must have done.
Do come into the drawing room. Thank you. Yes. Won't you sit down?
Thank you.
I expect you'd like some tea. Well, Mr. Solomon, this is a very unexpected visit. Did you wish to speak to my father?
You did say your parents were out.
Yes.
Yes. Well, the purpose of my visit, Miss Brown... Well, as a matter of fact, I just wanted to satisfy myself that young William here was none the worse after last night's carolling.
Now, isn't that kind of Mr. Solomon, William?
Yes.
You ought to thank him.
Thank you.
Haven't you any homework to do, William?
No. It's Christmas.
Well, wouldn't you like to go out and play, then?
I was asked to stay in.
Good heavens.
Well, what's the matter?
Well, I must go. I shall be late.
Late? What for?
Yes, well, I totally forgot. I must be there by 4.
Where?
It's the old folks' Christmas party. I've got to give out their presents and then go on to the mixed infants and give out theirs.
Oh. Well, couldn't someone else do it for you? Well, it seems such a shame for you to have to run off as soon as you've arrived.
Oh, I say, Miss Brown, how considerate you are.
Isn't there anyone who could do it for you?
Well, I'm sure the curate wouldn't mind doing it.
Well, William could take a message to him then, couldn't he?
Yes. Yes, you'll do that, won't you, William?
Certainly.
Yes. Then you should tell Mr. Green, the curate, that the 2 sacks containing the presents for the mixed infants and the old folks are in my room. The larger of the 2 sacks contains the presents for the old folk. He will also find in my room a Father Christmas costume, which he should wear when giving out the presents to the old folk, and a Pied Piper costume for the mixed infants. They make a procession and I lead them round the room. It's become our Christmas afternoon tradition. You will do that, won't you, William?
Yes.
Such a helpful boy, isn't he?
You sure you don't mind me going, Ethel?
No, just get out.
But what will Father say?
I said get out! Do run along, William, dear. After all, it is Christmas, isn't it?
Yes, it is Christmas. I'll be as quick as anything.
Oh, was that the dear child departing?
Yes.
Good. Miss Brown, you've always seemed to me, Miss Brown...
Ethel.
Oh, I say thank you. Ethel. You have always seemed to me, Ethel, even in church. No, especially in church.
Oh, Mr. Solomon.
Quite the most spiffingest girl in the village.
Have I really?
Yes.
Oh, Mr. Solomon. How thrilling.
2 bags. One big one for the old folks, one small one for the mixed infants.
I'm not surprised Mr. Solomon sent you.
Aren't you?
No.
One Santa Claus outfit for the old folks' tea party.
Do you want to know why?
Why what?
Why I'm not surprised.
Why aren't you?
Because he's always sending people on errands here. And they're all like you. They've all got muddy boots, and not one of them knows what a mat is made for.
One Pied Piper's outfit for the mixed infants. Correct. Everything's here what should be.
Are you giving out the presents as well, then?
No, I'm just... Yes. Yes, as a matter of fact, I am.
Oh. Well, get off, then. And a Merry Christmas to you. And next time you come, don't you forget to wipe your muddy feet.
The sack for the old folks is much bigger than the sack for the mixed infants. If you ask me, that's jolly unfair. If Christmas is supposed to be fun for children, then the mixed infants should have a big sack. So that's what I'll give them. And the old folks can have a small one.
Right, put it in your hats. Here we are there. Right there.
Christmas isn't what it was in my young days, I tell you that. Christmas was Christmas in my young days, and no mistake. And it was a Merry Christmas in them days. No school teas and bossy young women trying to make you wear paper hats and sit about like dummies. And hello, what's this? come? Oh, Santa Claus, yes.
You were awfully late. I suppose Mr. Solomon gave you the things? Yes. Well, do begin to give them out. It's simply ghastly. I can't get any go into it at all. They won't do anything but sit around and grumble. I hope you've got plenty of tea and tobacco, because that's what they like best. Are you going to make a speech? A speech? Perhaps it's better not to. Look, start with Mr. Throsby over there, will you? And let's hope to goodness it cheers them all up. Here we are, everybody. This is the moment we've all been waiting for to make Christmas really merry. It's Santa Claus with his sack of gifts.
What's this, eh? What's this from here? Oh, a toy train, what have you got, eh? A little wooden boat. Well, you can't smoke a little wooden boat.
I'm sure the tobacco's inside.
Yes. Where's my tea? I want my tea. There's no tea in here.
Open the door.
Engines haven't got doors.
I'm sure it's all for the best.
Oh, look what he's given her, eh? She's 96 and then he's given her a pop gun.
I'm sure Santa knows what he's doing.
We want our tea in our baccy. You can't smoke pencil cases. We want our tea in our baccy.
Oh, do please be satisfied.
Satisfied with this outrage on
Come back, Santa. Santa? Santa? Santa, how could you, Santa? How could you?
Oh, crumbs. How was I to know? How was I to know? If old Solomon had been honest and truthful, is he cast aside the seat and hit what the vicar said? Comes to that if he'd done his own duty, instead of getting lost last night and warbling Ethel this morning, and he would have jolly well got... Crumbs. I wonder what's in this sack. Oh no! Tea and tobacco!
Oh, how good of you to come. I suppose Mr. Solomon couldn't get off himself. Such an indefatigable worker, isn't he? Now, we have the Pied Piper procession first, of course. The children all know just what to do. We've been rehearsing it. Now, children, you all know what to do. When I clap my hands, you form your line for the Pied Piper. So, here we go. Clap, clap, clap. That's it. All get into tune for the Pied Piper. There we are. Set up into the line. There we are. That's it. And now, Pied Piper, you can stand at the head of the procession. There we are. Now, you walk twice round the room, you know, and then you distribute the presents. So here we are. Off we go, all of you. Into it. Follow the Pied Piper round. Clap, clap, clap. How thoughtful. He's just taken them once round the school outside. I expect there are lots of people who just popped up to the playground hoping to catch a glimpse of them.
Perhaps he's taken them to have a peep at the old folks' party.
But who is he? I thought Mr. Solomon was meant to have come. Oh, I expect it's one of Mr. Solomon's elder Sunday school boys. He told me once that he believes in training them up in habits of social service. He's a wonderful man, I think.
Isn't he? Lives for duty. Oh, I'm so sorry he couldn't come today.
Oh, I'm sure he would have come if some more pressing duty hadn't detained him. The dear man's probably reading to some poor invalid at this moment.
Oh,
I don't think, Miss Brown, that in all my life anyone has ever understood me as you do.
Oh, Mr. Solomon, how flattering.
did you find them? No, I didn't think they could be outside. It's far too dark. He must have taken them to see the old folks' party.
Well, if they're not outside, I don't mind. All I meant was, if he was outside, he ought to be wearing his chest protector.
I do think that boy ought to have told us he was taking them to see the old folks' party. Well, shall we, go and find them?
Yes. I don't want Johnny wandering about these nasty passages without it. I wish now I'd never taken it off.
Your hand out, you naughty boy. Hold your hand
Don't do that. I don't like
Oh, do come along, Mr. Crosby. Do try to sing with the piano. I saw you.
Disgusting, it is. Saucy home, not enough sugar in me tea, and now this. Toy train signals and clockwork mice.
Has the Pied Piper been in here?
The Pied Piper? Certainly not. Hold your hand out.
That means he's taken them away. The Pied Piper's taken them away.
Well, I must say, for all his faults, old Bot certainly is hospitable. And the walk back must have done us a world of good.
Oh, quite.
And Christmas cake.
Oh.
Splendid. More cake.
All the servants are off, so I must busy myself in the kitchen. I'll come and help you, dear. Thank you very much.
Just imagine, after lashings of tea and cakes, Mr. Bott actually intends to sit down and eat a Christmas dinner.
What was it he said now?
Not just turkey, all the extras as well.
Yes, jolly comical, what? All the extras.
Good evening, Robert. Is your father present? Oh, yes. Mr. Brown, I believe that you have had under your roof my choir master and Sunday school superintendent, Mr. Solomon.
Yes, I'm quite sure that everything will regulate itself.
Regulate itself?
Mr. Solomon?
I know of his intentions to come here because it was confided to me.
Well, is anything the matter?
No. I mean, yes. Well, I mean...
Solomon, you may confide in me. Are you ill, Solomon?
Ill? I may well have a cold coming on.
I don't mean a cold. I mean your seemingly inexplicable behavior.
My behavior?
Where is he? Where's Johnny? He had no right to be taken away without his chest protector.
I really do think, Mr. Solomon, that in the circumstances, some explanation is required.
First last night and now this outrage.
Johnny is not wearing his protector.
Please explain what's happening.
It's too cold for Johnny not to wear his protector.
It is. Well, Mr. Solomon?
Miss Brown and I had tea.
Oh.
Well, Mr. Green went to give out the presents.
Mr. Green, the curate?
Yes.
It certainly wasn't Mr. Green. It was a boy. We thought it must have been one of your Sunday school boys. We couldn't see his face plainly because of his beard.
A boy?
With a beard.
A boy with a beard?
If I'd known he was going away like that, I'd have never taken off his protector.
She did say a boy.
Yes.
And the children have disappeared?
Yes.
Oh, dear.
The infants can't have disappeared. Perhaps they're in another classroom hiding as a joke.
Would you like to lead the search?
Of course, yes. Of course.
Mr. Solomon, there's going to be
Eventually, at the end of the day, I shall require an explanation for all this.
They seem to have lost the mixed infants.
Lost them?
They said it had something to do with a boy.
A boy?
Oh.
We can't find a Christmas cake anywhere. Oh, there you are, Ethel. Whatever's happened to William? Is he in his room?
No.
Where has he gone?
I sent him on an errand.
An errand?
The one sure thing is, Mother, that wherever he is, he ought to be hung.
Well, Solomon, we've searched the school itself, including the boiler room, the schoolyard, and every single street roundabout, and there is no sign of the mixed infants.
Well, how can I possibly know where to find them?
You should know, Solomon. They were your responsibility.
You really should have been here yourself, Mr. Solomon.
But you weren't here, were you? No, you weren't. You were bent on your own pleasures.
Oh, it's another William Brown nightmare.
You were sitting in that house.
While my Johnny was wandering about without his chest protector.
Sitting dallying with that silly, irresponsible red-haired female while our children were getting lost. Nero, Herod, Crippen.
I'll just go and look up the road.
I'll duck you in the pond.
You really are in trouble, Mrs. Solomon.
I'll wring your neck with my own hands. And if I ever find Johnny again, oh, it'll be a lesson to me never to take off that chest protector.
I'll go and look around the village. I'll call the police. I'll promise I'll find your children.
You'd better.
Oh dear, how distressing to see a person in whom one has placed one's trust disintegrate in so short a time.
Oh, I'm ruined. I'm at the mercy of maddening village mothers. Where are they? An army of brats can't just disappear. They can't. It's impossible. Oh, wherever they are, please let me find them. I don't want to be ruined. I'm really a very kind and reserved person at heart. I don't want to...
Hello.
Do you know anything about those children?
Yes. If you'll let me be a trumpeter in your band, I'll let you have them. Will you?
Yes.
On your honour?
Yes.
And Ginger, Henry and Douglas all trumpeters too?
Yes. And I don't care how charming your sister is, I shall never see her again. I don't want you for a brother-in-law.
I don't want you. I just want to be a trumpeter.
Look, I have promised. Now, where are those mixed infants?
In this garage. Oh. You can have them if you like. We're getting a bit tired of them.
Oh, no. Little Jonathan is actually chewing tobacco.
Well, that's another very happy Christmas Day over and done with.
How's your liver, Botty, love?
Very well.
Very well.
Well, I mean to say, I still have Boxing Day to get through yet, haven't I? And cold stuffing can either wreak havoc, or else do you a world of good.
My rocking horse was lovely.
So were my handkerchiefs. Now, what's the matter, my love?
Nothing.
Now, my love.
Oh, that boy upset me.
Who?
Oh, that William Brown.
Why?
What he said about my photograph.
Oh, him. Yes, well, he's possessed. That boy, he should be exercised.
He ought to be what?
Well, you know, what is it? You know, like what they do with evil spirits.
Oh, William's not bad. William thinks too much about boys' games to be bad.
You see what a beautiful nature she has. She always thinks kindly of everybody.
She takes after you, my love. She takes after you.
Oh, Botty. Why can't all families be as happy as we are?
Well, I did warn you all, but you wouldn't listen to me. He ought to be hung.
Leave him alone, Robert.
If it wasn't Boxing Day morning, I'd hang him myself.
I said leave him alone.
I bet someone who will be left alone is Ethel, by Mr. Solomon.
Be quiet.
You won't let me speak.
No, he won't, because you've got nothing to say.
I don't get many days away from the office. Now, it's all forgotten. The only thing that isn't forgotten is that William loses 1 month's pocket money.
Well, if you ask me, that's the worst Christmas I've ever had. Look what I did. I went to church and I listened jolly hard to what the vicar said, and I really have been speaking the truth with one another and leading a higher life. They've took all my pocket money off me for it. Well, I've done with it. They don't live any higher, do they? No. No, they jolly well don't.
Well, we are going to be trumpeters.
We should have been trumpeters in the first place.
Of course we should.
That's just what I mean. I've thought it all over and I've done with it. I'm not living high-minded anymore. I'm going back to the seat and... What's the word beginning with hip? Hypnotism? That's it. Well, I'm going back to it. First thing tomorrow morning.
Christmas.